Hi everyone, welcome back to Spin Along Molecules. Today I'm with another video on how to fill Form A of MSCA postdoctoral proposal. And this video is related to the previous video when I was explaining how to create project and submit a proposal. And here we had like add content and add associated partner. And today we will talk about the proposal forms. And in the proposal forms, you have Part A administrative forms. So first I will explain you these Part A administrative form, and then I will, at the end of video, will tell you how to manage this Part B1 and B2 here. So in the edit form, you click here, and then this new window will appear, and this has like table of content, validate form, save form, and exit form. In the table of content, you have 5 options: general information, participants, budget, ethics, and security, and other questions. So we will go step by step to each section and explain how to fill them. And I will also show some examples from my proposal, how I fill this information. So I hope this will be very helpful for you if you are struggling with filling out the Form A. And first we go to general information, and when you press show, so this new section will appear. So this automatically says which is the topic, type of action, call, and grant agreement. So here there are very important section that could even determine whether your proposal will go to the right reviewers or maybe to the wrong reviewer, and basically all of your efforts could be just killed by wrongly selecting this section. So this section is extremely important in my opinion. So first thing here is as a research project acronym. So acronym you can select related to your project proposal title, or if you're not sure how to create acronym, you can Google different acronyms in EU website or EU portal for previously funded different ERC projects, MSCA projects. So you will come up with an idea how you can create an acronym. So I will show later how I created or what my acronym of the proposal look like. So next is a proposal title. So in the proposal title, you have a maximum limit of 200 characters with spaces. And but make sure your title is short, crispy, and easy to understand for general audience, because it should not have technical jargon or some difficult terms that are hard to understand or that need explanation. So for general scientific audience, your title should be easily understandable, and it should clearly also convey the message what you are going to do in whole projects just in one line. And next important area is a scientific area. Here you can select which their option. When you press this one, there more options appear. You can select life sciences if it's related to life sciences, or for example, mine was related to chemistry. So next thing is the descriptor. So here you can add, I think maximum 5 descriptor, but I would recommend adding at least 3. This, other than this scientific area, the descriptor is very important. It also guides the EU officials where your project should go. So these descriptors you just add from this this extension here. So you cannot write from yourself, but you need to select from here. So I will show later that how what kind of descriptor I added, but basically, when you have selected a scientific area, then within your scientific area, which kind of reviewers or experts will be selected to review your proposal. So these descriptions are really important here, because because you want your proposal to go to the right reviewers, right? And so select them very carefully, consult with someone, maybe your supervisor, if you're not sure for your discipline, which kind of, for your specific proposal, which kind of descriptors are important. And then free keywords. These are also important if EU officials cannot find the right reviewers from your descriptors. They might go to these free keywords. Like, these are similar keywords that we give for our paper publication or something that that are related to your proposal. So they might search in their search area of expert reviewers, and they will come up with the suitable reviewer. So if so, this is also important. So you should carefully select this thing. All right, so how I selected these things, or how I made in my proposal, for example, the acronym that I used was MG spin qubit. This might be a little bit longer. You can select even shorter, but I was making sure that it also conveys the message that I'm giving here in my proposal, and also something that they can remember. So I selected like this, and the proposal title was Precision Synthesis of Magnetic Graphenoids as Room Temperature 2-qubit Systems. So this is a short, and also it conveys the message that I'm going to synthesize precisely these kind of graphenoids, and what I'm going to expect from them, like at room temperature as a 2-qubit system. So you should select or write your title in a way that it clearly conveys the message, and for the general scientific audience, not containing very technical words here. And then is the scientific area. For me, it is CHE chemistry. But you can search, or you can scroll down, and you will find related to your field. And then is the descriptor. So I selected descriptor according to my field. For example, my research is related to organic chemistry, so I selected here. And descriptor 2 was graphene 2D materials. And then third descriptor is synthetic organic chemistry, and fourth descriptor is chemistry of condensed matter. So this was important, I think, for me, because I wanted my proposal to go to the reviewers that are related to this field, because only synthetic chemist, if I select, they might go to someone who just is a organic synthetic chemist, maybe a methodology person, or doing some medicinal pharmaceutical work or nature product synthesis, and so it will go to the wrong person, because my work is related more to material chemistry. So I could not find one related to material chemistry, so I selected this one. Also, why I selected graphene and 2D material, because my material is nanographene, a part of like short strips of graphene. So anyone who is expert in this graphene and 2D material, I think they will also be able to understand my proposal, or this thing. And general organic chemistry, I think any organic chemist would be able to, but I was a little bit afraid here it might go to the more methodology, or people who do more mechanistic organic synthesis. But I think it went to the right reviewers as I saw the comments. So then I added also the free keywords like magnetic graphenoids, organic biradicals, molecular qubit, magnetism, molecular magnetism, nanographene magnetism, and organic spintronics. So these are also important. Like they help, I think, the officials to screen the right reviewers for you. And this is also given in their like in their guideline already written there that you should select descriptor and scientific area very carefully, because this could determine where your project will go for review purposes. All right, so next thing is the abstract. So abstract is also very important. You have the limit of 2000 characters, but you should not write it very long, but again, this should be for general audience. So your project title and your abstract, basically after you start your project, you're awarded MSCA fellowship and you start your project, these are available online. Again, this abstract should be written for general audience. You should describe the problem, how you're proposing the solution, how it is interdisciplinary, how it matches the MSCA guidelines, or how it will help you to boost your career opportunities or possibilities. So this will be summed up maybe in a separate video sometime later. I will share my abstract and tell you how to write a good abstract. So if you have previously written MSCA proposal, you should add the proposal ID here. But if you have obtained score less than 70%, you are not eligible to submit the same proposal or similar proposal next year. So you have to wait for 2 years. But if your score is more than 70% in the previous proposal, you can improve it and submit it again here. And you just put the number of your proposal ID here, and you press add. And then next thing here is the participants. So this was all about the general information. So participants, you press show, and it will show up this. And here you add the PIC code of your organization, and everything will be listed. So you press show participant details, and it will come up here. And this is just an example. So so this is already written there when you have the PIC code. And next in this section is the department. So you add the name of the department, its address, code, country, and after the department is the supervisor name. So you write the name, email address, department. So these are the official, his office address, not his personal address. Right. So next is about the researcher. So similarly, last name, first name, title, nationality, date of birth. So these things are easy. So you need to add the researcher. And so next in the researcher is doctorate date of award are expected. So you select here the exact date of your PhD. And next is this one. So these two things are important. This will see whether you're eligible or not if you have more than 8-year experience after your PhD, or less than 8 year, or whether you already have defended your thesis or not. So these things will be checked for the eligibility purposes. And here is the mobility rule. So you have to mention previous 5-year, and most recent one is added first. This will determine whether you meet the criteria of the mobility or not. So if the mobility criteria is, I think, in last 3 years, you should not have resided more than 1 year in your host organization country. All right, so after this is a role of participating organization in the project. So here are different things that you can check. For example, your organization will be involved in project management, its communication, dissemination. You should check this one. Research infrastructure, or maybe co-definition of research and markets. So you don't need to check all of them. They might be for statistical purposes. And also you can go to this question mark to know what it means. So at every section, if you see a question mark, this basically is, if you're not sure, you can check it and it will explain you. And this is how I check these things. Like I check project management, communication, provision, and similarly education and training. In the same section, a list of up to 5 publication. You can add your previous publication, your supervisor previous publication, or the group where you're going, their publication up to 5. And similarly, any project you have worked previously or your supervisor that are related to current project, you can list them here. Again, this is for the equipment or any infrastructure needs. So you can bring this from B2 part or other B1 part of your proposal, like which kind of equipment or specific resources that you will be using. You can write their name and what purpose they will be used very shortly, like within one line maybe. And this is how I did this section. Like, for example, list of up to 5 publications. So I listed the publication of my PhD and short description what they were about. And so name of project activities, this is again for my PhD. But I believe you can add from your supervisor. And also these are the instrument that I listed and what purpose they will be used, like very shortly. These are from my host organization. And next is gender equality plan in the same participant section. So in gender equality plan, does the organization have gender equality plan covering the element listed below? You can check with your organization whether they have. Yeah, you can press yes or no, like a gender equality plan. So for example, for me, I click yes, and you don't change anything. Next is the budget. So how to fill budget is it's very simple, that you determine the number of months that you have requested in your Gantt chart or in your proposal. This is the country coefficient, so this will be automatically added depending on your host organization. For example, for Germany, I think it's 0.9 or something, and similarly, it varies with different countries, and this determines how much at the end the budget will be. And another important thing is living allowance will be added by itself. Mobility allowance will be added by itself. The family allowances depends whether you have a family or not. So if you're married, and then you can press yes here, and then you will this will be added automatically. So for me, I added duration of fellowship 24 months, and the country where I will do my research. And I press yes, I have family. And so the family allowance was added for 24 months. I think they multiplied 24 by 660, and mobility allowance is 600 per month. And this is the living allowance. These are the institutional contribution, research, training, networking costs. So you can use this money for networking, for going to training or research. So this is a 24,000, I think. So this is 1,000 per month. And similarly, management and indirect costs. So this is for any official, administrative work. And then this is the total budget. So it's very simple. You just tell them the number of months, the country, and everything will be added automatically. And just you make sure that you have pressed your family allowance, yes or no. If when you're applying, you don't have family, you're not married. So, and later on your status changes, you can still request this later on, and it will be approved. Next thing is ethics and security. So in the ethics and security section, you have a lot of options, but whether human stem cells, I think, related to biology. Humans are involved. This is again human cells, any personal data, like these kind of things. If they involve in your proposal, you can press yes. Normally, these are no for physical sciences or engineering. And again, this is no. And if you press yes to any of these here, then you have to fill this ethics self-assessment form. Otherwise, you just leave it as such. You don't need to delete anything. You just keep these instructions here, and you move on to the next section. Similarly, for security issues table, if your work has any kind of these aspects, if you're not sure what it means, you can go here and check. So if you press no, and then you don't have to be worried about anything. So other questions, so you press show, and these are different type of questions. What kind of research, either related to nuclear sciences or not, and for communication purposes, whether you allow European Commission to use your name of the researcher. I press yes in this case, and also this section is important. You should press yes here, because if your proposal is not funding, but it still gets, I think, more than 80% score, or maybe 85, I'm not sure, but it's an excellent proposal, then other national funding agencies might be interested to fund your proposal. So EU can share with them your proposal, and they might fund you. So I would recommend to press yes here. And then, yeah, so then once you have filled all this information, you go to validate forms. And in the validate form, when you press this one, so these are the validation results which can appear. If there is anything red, so you will not be able to submit. You should check what errors are there, and if something is yellow, so you can still submit and maybe correct these things later. And then you go to save and exit form. So, and normally when you are filling this, you can also save the form when, for example, if you don't fill it all of this information at one time, and you are doing it step by step. So every time you do something, you can press save form, so it will be saved. And after you're all done, you can save and exit form. And yeah, this is all about Form A. So your Form A is filled, then Form B and annexes. So here, this is the place where you actually upload your MSCA proposal B1 part and B2 part in PDF form. And once you upload, you can validate, or you can press submit, so it will be submitted. But again, I would like to say, once you submit, you can always edit before the deadline and change it. So how you do that? You can go to my proposal section, and you will see your proposal is listed here and the time remaining. And then you press actions here, and this added draft or delete proposal will appear. So you go to added draft, and then you will have the option to submit new draft, either B1 or B2. And then this is how your new draft will be saved, and previous will be deleted automatically. And the last tip here is that to fill these kind of administrative forms, you need to collaborate closely with your supervisor or your host institution. And again, I would say try to submit your proposal at least 48 hours before the deadline, and then you can come back and so always submit the updated version. For example, in last 24 hours, I think I did that 5 or 6 times, because when I was reading my proposal and I thought, oh, I need to change this small thing here, then I went back and updated it and submitted it again. So you can do that again and again. So I hope you find this video helpful, and thanks for watching.